Hello, it's Comertos, and welcome to another Thameme deck. And, yeah, it's World Eaters time. And I'm so disappointed in myself. Which is when I realized the perfect name for this deck is not mad, just disappointed. So, World Eaters memes. We wanted it, here it is, and I really hate myself. Alright, so this won 10 games in a row. And it's got 27 troops, and it's Angron. That's the meme. It's Troop Angron, and it's gonna pull from the F-R-EOT philosophy, which is the fast, rally, end of turn damage. I skipped on the stealth on this one because we're now gonna be more like F-R-EOT, and the H is for heal. God, this is so... I hate this. Alright, let's go over it. Angron. Primarch. He gets +1 when you have no troops. So what's the idea here? You get troops with guaranteed value. If they're wasting time controlling your troops, you're hitting them in the face and then dropping a new troop. If they're not controlling your troops, you're getting out additional value from your troops into the enemy warlord or troops and still doing it. So, Keth bikes. Rally, 1 damage, all, hit, fantastic. Zenodite. Yeah, rally, deal 1 damage. Bikes are generally better, but the 1 extra health might be useful. Pi Alpha, good rally for heal, and stun cure, which having a little bit of that spice of life is great, and you can even heal some troops and to have fun with that. Las Rifle section, yeah, 3/3 rally drop is super nice. So scenarios are you get at least 1 damage and waste their control, or you can get out 4 damage, or if you're really lucky, you can get out 7 damage. Shouldn't have clicked. There we go. Land Speeder. This is part of the fast. It's 3 for 4 damage. Just Goldstone. Delta Omega. Alrighty. We got the rally, 2 damage, and you know it's guaranteed 2. If they face bash into it with their warlord, you're gonna get out an extra 4. Otherwise, you know you're gonna get 2 to 6 damage. Sagittari Squad. Yep. End of turn, deal 2. So you face bash for the 3, then you drop this and you get off 2. Then they like face bash into this or do something. Lots of added up value. Wrath. I also just threw in the good troop legendaries because they're just such great value. Rage, and you get the 4/4 in play. So there's not really any way in this entire deck to proc off the free 4/4 except Xanonite. You can deal a damage to it yourself, or where's that fellow? Las Rifle. Both of those guys can do a rally 1 damage. So, great synergy there. I don't think I ever capitalize on it. Usually this guy dies before you get the energy turn chance to make it happen. Mortars. Rally 4 damage to a random enemy. Yep. You don't want the other mortars, you want this mortars. Argus, yeah. Again, same thing. You have 2 troops that can poke into this, double as damage, and suddenly that 1 damage rally turns into 8, 16, 32. Gorchilds. Come on, you're Angron. This is the spice of life that is just absolutely fantastic for that swinging out every turn. Chaimu. Little rally, little heal, little poison cure. You never know when it'll come in handy. You might cure poison off of your Helios Mortar Carrier. At the end of your turn, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. Yeah. Same idea with its end of turn damage philosophy. Armor of Mars. So here's the heal of F-R-EOT in addition to Chaimu and Pi Alpha. It's just a good way to get up 7, and you draw a cycle with it, so since you're Angron, it's pretty staple. Macer Varid. I threw this in for giggles. I just like the legendary troops, and since we do have 26 other troops, it seemed fairly likely that this guy would get off. And even if not, he's a 6/7 for 7. It's decent stats. So, with a little luck, your opponent will have left a troop just before you play this, and you can suicide it, and then bada bing. And some Dewbringers. I'm actually going to win at least 1 game thanks to these fellows, specifically because it just does that just enough damage for you to win. And it's otherwise a great late game board clear, and such. So Angron. Alrighty. So we did 5 practice and 5 whatevers, although I will admit 3 of the competitive matches were bot matches, but we do beat a pretty hard counter, Perturbo, and Assault Harvitz. So And then, practice-wise, we actually open against the same ROM twice, and we're going to get a little chuckle because this is the first important note about Angron, which is a psychological factor. Probably more prevalent in practice than in competitive ladder, but see, they just quit. He assumes, and this is what really throws people off with Troop Angron, they assume that you are a troopeless cuck who just face bashes into the enemy over and over again, and that in the case of poor Rom here, you know, he's not going to get any value. So either that or he just didn't want to be on an episode.
Charge!
But he definitely does not want to have to deal with that 3 attack. Which actually, Rom would be a pretty hard lineup for this deck. He would continuously kill my troops while healing. Every time I face bash, I'm taking 3 damage. That probably is a terrible, setup for me, but when you see Angron... Alright, here's a couple real games.
You cannot sail the stars in this frenzy.
So, I got a good turn 1, turn 2.
You have no authority over
turn
me,
4.
over any of us.
Another turn 4. Hopefully we get something else in there. But yeah, always attack first, then drop your troop. And always save your counterattack until it's gonna peck something off for the finish, or win you the game. Unless you really think you're gonna draw out faster. So him face bashing into me is totally cool. I mean, to be fair, if I was him, I would probably also time it that way. I think I'm gonna face bash, and then I'm gonna drop Las Rifle to peck that off for the finish. I could use counterattack, but it just seemed better to do it that way. Although I can't counterattack my own. Yeah, it was better that way. Yeah. But it got off its 3 damage, so yeah, he got a little buff though. Which of course buffs me. Face bash me, come on. Great. So I can't quite kill this with anything in my hand, sadly. But I will take the face trade before he tries to whatever again, because I am about to lower my attack. This is the way it went. So, relatively close, 24-26. See, that got out 3 damage for 2 energy. These are where these troops really, really add up. Oh, Gorechild, why not? Just really demotivate him to suicide face bash me. If I throw some troops down, he'll attack into it. If I do this, he's just not going to do anything. Perfect. So, I'm going to take out the weaker troop, and then I'm going to roll the dice with the mortars and hope that it hits the guy on the right. Perfect. And even if I didn't, I'd get off 4 damage there, he'd throw the 5 into the 2-4 probably, and then I could counterattack it for the finish. So it's a win-win. This is a little unfortunate. I was kind of hoping to, get off a bash, and then a Chimer heal or something, or to, suicide him with Macer out, but now I'm going to have to take 7 damage to my own face. But we're going to just drop the Macer Man because he's a 6-7. It's a big fatty. He'll have to throw another 7-5 or do that. Now you see, this is why generally we prefer the rally troops or the end of turn troops. I got 0 value out of that for that play. He got a stun off. If that had been something different, but I still like Macer. I'm not gonna knock it. Yep, drop it on the energy turn 8. Then coming up here, we got a land speeder and an attack for... It's guaranteed victory at this point, unless he can do all the life to me. He can't even get me down to 5. I'm safe. So I've already won with just the board state. I could just hit that, hit him, and end my turn. Board wipe 2. That's game. But we're going to counterattack for the win. Oh, and let's not forget, in case anybody doesn't know about Angron's Whisper, if you're at exactly 1 health, you can play that for free, I believe. It might be 1. I think it's free. And then you get to evolve into an angrier Angron who gets Bloodthirst and bonus attack, and I think it goes up to 5.
Charge! Charge!
It is by our sacrifice that
Just so
humanity
disappointed in
is
myself.
spared.
I hate you, Angron. I hate you so much. Actually, this is a lot of fun. I just mixed feelings. Call it mixed. Ooh, did 4 damage to me. Rough. But he thinks I have no troops, so he's throwing his control on me. And so far, I am conforming to this theory. And right now, I look like a totally standard Angron. Ooh. That's some bad luck, son. I always like throwing these guys out sooner. Like, I could play that, but if I do this, it's a little harder to control. And if he stays alive another turn, you can keep the good times rolling. Okay. So, now that he has no value to me, I can counterattack for the finish, drop that, and maybe a Gore Child just to... Yeah, it fits the energy curve, and I also like playing Gore Child as soon as I can, usually. Sometimes I'll play a 5 energy troop just to, you know, keep the board state, but if I already have the board state dominance, or... I don't know, it just seemed like the safe bet with all this control that he's pumping. Ah, that's annoying. I think I do kind of make a mistake here, I feel. I could absolutely kill this with that for guarantee, but I go with this and I hope 50-50 it'll hit. It does not hit. Okay, so that's a little rough. And then, yeah, there's a buff. So I'm like, oh, I should have killed it when I had the chance. Oh, I should have killed it when I had the chance. And he's about to whiff. He goes for me twice. You could have killed this troop outright, kept itself at 1 health as a front line, and now he loses. That's game. That's 2, and that's 3, and that's 3, and either of these are 2, and then that's a finale 3. Game on the dot. Blap and blap. Should have gone for the mortar carrier. Whiff. Alrighty. Oh there. Let's see if he can out-heal it. You can out-heal Angron, but you cannot out-heal Troop Angron. That's a great starting hand. I got a 2, I got a 3, I got a 3. First 3 turns are set. Dash, drop, he'll suicide into the... Well, if he doesn't, we're gonna talk a little philosophy here on why, if you don't use your Warlord power, that you should always suicide your, or, you know, face bash into an enemy troop. Because let's pretend I had +3 damage to my troop. Like, right here. He should attack the 2-1. He didn't. That's a mistake. I could buff my troop. And he knows I'm gonna ram it into him. I mean, at least he should. So, if you're ever faced with that situation, go ahead and take out the troop, because they could get worse. It's not like I'm going to sit back with it. I mean, in this case, it was completely trivial. Oh. You see, it got off its damage. He spent control on it, and I'm right back to my nice bonus. It's like being rewarded for them controlling your troops. Go the bash, do the Pi Alpha, and the turn. I'll generally save the Pi Alphas for as late a play as possible, unless it's the only thing that fits the energy curve, like in this situation, because a lot of times healing one of your troops is probably way more important, especially somebody like Mr. Brond, or even Carrier, you know, something that would normally, all 3 of these troops could use a great heal. Go with the troop first, then face bash, and then let's drop a Argus. Into the troop. He'll have another control. Otherwise he should have face bashed and then damaged, but he'll control it right now. There, see. Look at all that energy I'm consuming from him. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's mortar carrier time. For surezies. So that way, next turn, I can go bash bash for 4 and then drop Chaimu. And the end of turn damage, all of them are great ways of getting around stealth or getting around ward. It's great. Damage to the whole board, damage to a random target. It's a great way to, you know, challenge a lot of soft meta or whatever. I don't know. Let's do the bash bash Chaimu. I love it. I love it. Oh. What you got? What you got? Uh-huh. Do you have your own Chaimu? Be funny. You do! I think I vaguely recalled that. So in hindsight here, I think I actually should have ignored his 5/5, but I think I actually do the suicide trade. And no, I do, for great reason. And that's because I don't want him killing this. I would rather... The alternative here was, if I double bashed into him, the 3 could hit him, and then the 2 could hit all, and there'd be a 1 in 3 chance of me killing the troop without having a suicide, but I don't know. I'm feeling in a great position. Cool. What else you got? Uh-huh. Okay. Ooh, I think he surrendered before I saw how this resulted, so maybe it hits him. Yeah, that's why he quit. I didn't get to see that damage. I just saw that he cast it, he chose a target, and instant quit. So, Planetary Purge nerf, thank you so much. I still would have won. Alrighty. So, that's the end of the practice. Vulcan bot, Angron bot, right of that. Alrighty, let's get our little 2 matches in here. I guess it's going to be a shorter video. Unless I do some matches live at the end. Tempting.
You will never be released, not if a river of blood flows. It matters not so long as it flows.
So this I'm really worried. Perturbo is someone that I usually use to wreck Angron in the face because, you know, you can dish out the 6 damage every turn while I'm still hitting myself for 4 every turn, or, you know, every 2 turns. Well, let's put it in a different way. I hurt myself 2 every turn, and then he can do 3 damage every turn. Like that without... But... I have troops. So... I'm gonna go with that. Get off the 3, so that was just 3 for 4 damage overall. Albeit I lost my own 1 damage there, but still. And we go with that one because there's no front line at the moment, so I can go straight for him. Goldstone Hunters, on the other hand, has the Unstoppable. So I'm going to save him for scenarios later where he might like drop the wall plus a troop kind of thing. Yeah, do it while he's only got the 1 target. Let's get off the 4 guaranteed. And you can keep hitting me for 6. It's not a race that you're going to win, surprisingly. Thank you. All this has done is technically increase my damage next turn. So instead of hitting for 2 and 2, now I get to hit for 2 and 3. Let's see if that 1 damage makes the difference. And bike. And 2. So I got 7 damage on the board, 9 if he lives. Oh, I'm sorry, you viral bond at 8 health. Hi. Yep, Goldstone Hunter plus that, win. Music to my ears. Alright, this next and final one is a bit of a clencher. And then, oh, I didn't get that bot. Let's see it, Saul. Perfect, 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 perfect. Look at this curve. And the great thing about this scenario is that I don't know. 1, he's got 30 health, and 2, he has to choose between face bashing and playing his fancies. So, and in this case, it goes into the 2-2. Alrighty, let's bash and bash for a nice 7. So that troop that I played on the first turn soaked his 3 energy while still dealing a damage. This is the kind of maximized aggregate utility that's so great. And then boom, 5 into the 3, it's completely gone. He doesn't get off a second hit. And then I get to go bash in 2. Oh man. He's getting real hurt real quick. But this is actually a clencher. I thought I had actually lost this and forgot that this is a structure. Okay. So, perfect. I Gore Child into the 2-3, and then I hit him directly for 4. So this got off 6 damage for 4 energy. Bam. I'm on top of the world, man. But you shouldn't play this deck. Please don't play this deck. Okay, that definitely buys him a couple turns. Ooh, and it's got the 3, yeah. Alright, so what do you do? Not a great... This is when things go a little south for me. Kind of unlucky drawing a 7 and having an 8 in hand. There's literally 3 cards in the deck that I wouldn't be able to play on energy turn 6, and 2 of them are in my hand. And that's dangerous, and that was definitely the right thing for him to do at 9 health. So, what do you got going here? I could get him down to 1, but we're definitely good with the Macer. Let's count the damage. He's got 10, 12. Oh no, I should have lost. I was like, if he could have prided me, got me down to 12, and then hit me, and he would have lived. But he whiffed. Oh, for some reason I had thought that this was adding up to the 19. No, he had 19 actually. And the guaranteed finale. So it should have lost. It should have lost this one. Well, I hope you like this Troop Angron meme. I've got mixed feelings. If you like this, though, like it. If you want to see more like it, subscribe. Drop some comments about future ideas. I love trying to meet those expectations. It was pretty hard coming up with a World Eaters meme in general. It's, they're very formulaic, and they're just not my style. Share this with your friends, and of course, Karmatos loves you. Thanks for watching.